Happy Halloween weekend, week 5, the final weekend. I can't even believe it. I'm wearing my Happy Halloween sweatshirt. It's one of my favorite sweatshirts that I own. You've got freaking pumpkins, you got candy corns, you got skulls. Oh, so cool. The cool designs. You got pumpkin faces on the flippin' arms. I love this thing. Anyway, I'm being thematic because yes, it is technically, I guess I'm counting today, even though it's Thursday, as the beginning of Halloween weekend. Because since Halloweekend, the readathon event started, I guess I'm just counting the Halloween festivities started, even though they really have been going on all month for me. Anyway, I've got some book mail I want to show you guys, but first, my friend Alex, her channel is called The Bookubus. Check her out on YouTube. She is fantastic, one of my favorite people ever, and super knowledgeable about horror. She sent me a card, so I will open it, and then I'll talk about what I'm reading in this vlog, because yes, it's not only a Halloweekend just documentation vlog, it's a reading vlog. That's what I'm supposed to really be doing. Cute, I love it. Happy Halloween, and look at this lovely pumpkin. She says, hope you have been having a lovely October so far and have a wonderful Halloween. Look forward to hearing about everything you've been reading and watching. I love Alex. Oh, I love you, Alex. Thank you so much. This is so lovely. I love getting mail, especially like cards in the mail. It's so much fun. I've gotten so many wonderful cards this season. All right, guys, have I been book shopping? Yes. I'm going to do a mini book haul because this is stuff that arrived earlier in the week and I saved it especially to share with you guys who will be checking out the vlog. First up, I'm going to blame my friend Amber. Her channel is Secondhand Reader. She is wonderful, such a great person. And she'll be hosting sprints on my channel, and I'll be doing sprints on her channel as well, coming up in November for my readathon, Nostalgic November. Guys, you don't have to read nostalgic things or old school things. You could read brand new horror. The prompts I made are just based on nostalgia, like nostalgic movies and TV. But yes, any book you pick can be new if you want, or old. It could be horror or non-horror. It's very flexible. But for one of my prompts, it's something about read a book with old school technology. That could be like a rotary phone, it could be a tape player, it could be an arcade machine, it could be a VHS tape. So Amber showed this to me. She messaged me on Instagram and said, oh my god, I'm thinking about buying this book for the prompt about old technology. I was like, that would definitely work. The cover looks like a VHS tape. And as soon as she showed it to me, I was like, I must have it. It's an anthology. It's called Found, an anthology of found footage horror stories. And look how awesome the frickin' spine is. It's like a VHS tape, like one that you would record yourself and put on a label. I love it. So 18 stories of found footage horror, and Amber is very excited because she likes mixed media type of things, and this has like that type of vibe and style. So like this story starts off, it's like text messages, and there's, what is this? Like email chains later. So I think this is so cool. Next up, a coming of age horror book that I may read in November, but I'm not sure yet for certain. I think I'm going to go with another one, but I will read this eventually. This is In the Scrape, and it's really, really intriguing to me. Basically, these two brothers, they're living with their father, and their father is abusive, and they concoct this plan to escape. And what ends up happening is during a hunting trip, they end up tying him to a chair, their dad, and leaving. But I think their dad escapes with the help of like a bully that picks on these boys who ran away. And, you know, just things go to hell essentially. And finally, speaking of Alex, so Alex actually picked up this book for Kelly's book club. My friend Kelly, find her at Kelly Hooked on Books. She runs a book club every month where we usually read vintage horror. The book club is called the From Hell Book Club, and yeah, most of everything that we read is published in the year 2000 or earlier, usually much earlier than 2000, but this is Wet Bones, and Alex, the bookubus, once again, she actually picked this book out for Kelly's club. Kelly asked other people to pick out some months of books, and so I picked out January, by the way. You'll see what it is. I'm not giving it away yet, but I helped pick out January's book club pick for Kelly's club, so you'll see that soon. But this is December's book club pick for Kelly's book club, and it's called Wet Bones by John Shirley. And this sounds really weird, but look how cool this hardcover. This was like $5. I have not seen the hardcover. Everyone keeps saying they bought the paperback version, and it's just cool. I like it. So essentially, this is kind of like drug addiction, but something more is going on. Something, I don't know about supernatural, but it's more than what it seems. So I'm intrigued, and I don't really want to know too much about this. And I wish the frickin' sun, my monitors, and my ring light were not contributing to making this so hard to see how cool this looks. Alright, that's the last book. Okay, and now in terms of what I'm reading for this very vlog, I have 2 bonus books left to finish. One weekend I didn't finish a bonus prompt for the readathon, so I'm just going to add it on to this weekend and hopefully finish it as well. My main prompt, though, for this weekend is to finish A Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny or something. This is how you spell it. And I'm sure you guys can pronounce it. I suck at pronunciation. This is really cute. I was going to read this every single day of the month because it's formatted like, you know, October 7th, October 8th, October 9th. And it follows this cute dog named Snuff and other animals and a lot of supernatural creatures and characters as well. So I did start this already. I am on page 38, so not very far. The first week of October I read almost every day trying to keep up with this, but I've fallen behind. So the font is kind of big, so I'm not too worried about being able to finish this. And I still really don't know much about what's going on, even though I started this, so we'll just see what unfolds. It's a classic for Halloween time, though. I've heard lots of people love this book, and lots of people read it in October. So that's my book for my main prompt. I'm in the middle still. I've been reading this throughout multiple vlogs this month. This is Greetings from Moon Hill by Anthony J. Rapino. It's a collection of short stories that all take place in the town called Moon Hill. So far, I am, let's see, 171 pages in. So this is about 280. So I have about 100 pages left on this. I think I should definitely finish. And the book that I'm enjoying the most so far, and I'll be reading in this vlog and continuing to read and hopefully finish in this vlog, is my book club pick for the month of October, and that is Usher's Passing by my favorite author, Robert McCammon. I will be doing a live stream about this book with my friend Amy over from Amy Noel Reads. I love her. I love her so much. She is so sweet and such a nice human, and I don't know, she's just so lovely. Please check out her channel if you haven't already. But her and I will be talking about Usher's Passing in November. It'll be on a Tuesday. I will include the date below, so guys, check the date in the description if you want to join us, but we will be talking spoilers, so make sure you read the book first. So the book so far, I'm about 180 pages in. It's so good. Robert McCammon is a genius. I know 3 or 4 people already who have finished who have loved it. Hell yeah, everyone is loving it, including me, because again, I'm only 180 pages in, but it is so enjoyable. It is creepy. There's like this pumpkin man character, and just very well done. And this is an insane intro. What is wrong with me? checking in again. It is Saturday, October 29th. I did not really check in on Thursday night or any part of Friday, but I did do a lot of things. So I just got finished watching the Halloween Tree, which of course is the animated movie based upon the Halloween Tree, the book, written by Ray Bradbury. It was a rewatch for me. Perfect watch for this time of year. I have been making great progress on Usher's Passing. I took the slipcover off because I don't want to damage it because it's a really cool hardcover. So I am on page 310, and I am also listening to the audio, and it is so good. As you can see, I've marked a lot of pages. I'm trying to maybe find something cool to read to you guys.
Rix lay down and tried to sleep. His mind was disturbed by images of Usherland, the dark forests of his childhood, where nightmarish creatures were said to stalk through the undergrowth, the looming mountains black against an orange-streaked sky, clouds snagged like gray pennants on their rocky peaks, and the lodge. It always came back to the lodge, immense and dark and silent, holding its secrets like a closed fist.
There's just such beautiful writing in this. I feel like Robert McCammon's writing is very similar to like a Bradbury, Stephen King type of writing in terms of it's got some great language, but I think it's more approachable than both of those authors in terms of it's just easier to read, easier to absorb, and the audio for this is just incredible. I'm listening to it on Audible. It's one of the best audiobooks I've listened to. Alright, I also lit somehow my first candle ever last night, which is a Haddonfield candle that I got from my friend Kat. It smells good. It smells like cinnamon, apple, and pecan. And today is the day of the big freaking Halloweekend sleepover, so I'm so excited. I'm actually going to be a special guest. Lexi is hosting the big sleepover. Her channel is called Books with Lexi, so she invited me to be a guest for a few hours. So I'm very excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have special like PJs, like a onesie. Also, by the way, guys, I am participating in Monster Mash. So I wrote out the prompts. So let me tell you what I've done for that. I'm wearing my Monster Mash t-shirt today. I love this. This is hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte. Gabby Reads is one of my favorite channels. She's a huge inspiration to my channel. I feel like her and Cameron Chaney are like the two biggest inspirations. So some of the prompts are let a coin toss decide your first read, which I'm going to do after I finish Usher's Passing. I'm going to flip a coin to decide which book I finish next. That's how I'm going to use that prompt. I'm reading a book currently with a monster in it, which is Usher's Passing, because there's like a pumpkin man in it. I'm also listening to an audiobook, or spooky audiobook, which is this. And I'm also reading this at night. So I read this last night and like lots of nights. And I actually read this last night like with some candlelight. So that was kind of cool while listening to the audio. So I actually am like checking off 3 prompts at once. The only thing left I have to do is flip a coin to figure out if I'm going to finish Greetings from Moon Hill first or A Night in the Lonesome October. So the coin will decide which one I go to finish first after Usher's Passing. So today I might try to watch the new Suspiria and then the old Suspiria. By the way, Goblin is going to come here and perform live. Alright guys, that is it for my check-in. We will see what I get up to today.
Not bad for my first one.
Wow, that's pretty good. It is good.
You can really tell what it is.
Tell them what it is.
Well, you said no audio.
Well, I'm gonna raise the audio at this point.
This is the old school University of Florida logo.
Yes, where you went to school.
Yes. Let's show everybody Jackson. Hello, Jackson. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. Can you do gator chomp?
Yay! You came out pretty good, and yours did too.
Yeah, not bad for my first ever.
Okay, so I did a lot of editing on a video that I'm working on, top 10 scariest moments, little Halloween special I'm doing, and I just carved pumpkins. Paul just did his first pumpkin ever, and I got a package in the mail, and it's book mail from my friend Eddie, who offered to send me some books that are non-horror books because he heard from one of my videos that next year I'm hoping to expand my horizons. So he said these were used fantasy books that he thinks I would like. So let's see what these are. Wow, there's a lot of books in here. Okay, it's his book. Creeping, Crawling, Cinema. Ooh, cool. A mini encyclopedia of killer bug movies from them to Big Ass Spider. I love movies like that, and I love horror books like that. This is great. Oh, this is exciting. Thank you so much, Eddie. I love stuff like this. Killer Bees. The Giant Leeches. My dad has that poster in that sounds weird. My dad has that poster in our house all year round because he's got a bug wall. So my dad will also love this. I will have to show it to him. Thank you so much. And here, oh, it's by Douglas Clegg. So he said that the author, he didn't tell me what he was sending, but he said the author started off as a horror writer. I have Douglas Clegg's horror books, or some of them, not all of them. But this looks like it's called the Vampiricon series. And it's 3 books, published by Ace. Okay, I looked it up which one was first, because I was like, which one's first? So The Priest of Blood is the first book. And these are in great condition. Thank you so much. And then the second book is The Lady of Serpents. See the serpents? And the third book is The Queen of Wolves. This looks awesome. This will be really fun to dig into. I doubt I'll get to all of these next year, but maybe I could read book 1 next year and, you know, dip my toe into this when I'm dipping into some fantasy stuff. So this is so sweet. Thank you so much, Eddie. That's so sweet of you. Let me see what Goodreads has to say.
Called the Fallen Ones, winged jackals and night devils, they are a tribe of vampires long believed extinct until now. In this medieval dark fantasy epic, Alaric the Falconer, torn by war from his beloved, falls prey to Pythia, the savage mistress whose embrace means death.
Cool. I love it. Thank you. almost tripped over the dead one.
You gotta move the dead one out of the way.
He'll be next. No, Jackson. His head can't even go. Alright. Hold on, Jax. Back up. Come on, Jax. Come on, Jackson, over here. It is 4 a.m. Saturday night Central Time. I am wearing my onesie with my Jack hood. It is hot in here though. I've got the fan on, the windows open. I'm trying to whisper because Paul, my boyfriend, is in the other room sleeping. Jackson's here on my floor sleeping in here. So whatevs. Was there any reading? No, there wasn't supposed to be any reading during the sleepover. Just talking, and I drank like 3 drinks. 2 of them were like pumpkin liqueur. 1 was pecan praline liqueur. Very low alcohol. That is the only reason I am still awake. So whatevs, I don't know. Anyway, I'm still reading this. I'm still reading this. And I'm still reading this. I'm not reading my TBR list. So 3 books going at once, 2 days left in the month. I hope to finish all these 3, and I've got 3 movies left. The original Suspiria, the new Suspiria, which I've never seen the new Suspiria, and a rewatch of The Exorcist, and then I will have watched all my 31 movies. Today was productive. The sleepover, 12 hours, bitch. I went through the whole thing. Also, what else happened? Oh yeah, carved pumpkins, did a whole bunch of crap, exercised. So I'm gonna flip and crash, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Alright, easy, easy, good boy. Alright, one more. Yes, one more. Sit down. Sit. Yes, yes, hold on. Easy. Good boy. Good boy, yeah, that's it. That's all you get, okay? No more. No more. But you're a good boy, yes. Shake. Oh, shake. Good job. Nice to meet you. Yes. It is just a few short hours later. Well, not just a few, but like less than 8. So it is 11:21 a.m. I am living off of candy corn. I literally had this, like a whole bunch of pieces for breakfast. Thank you again, Dale, by the way. This is the bag you gave me. I really appreciate it. Jackson's in here with me. I have to finish editing my top 10 scariest movie moments video that I did with my friend Nathan, aka Nathaniel Toll, author of Pumpkin Cinema Behind My Shoulder. It's always on my little shelf back there. It's one of my favorite books about movies, and it's movies that are Halloween movies, so it's perfect. for like planning your watch list for October. Anyway, this video with Nathan is a beast. It's like over an hour long, and I've got tons of b-roll, like movie scenes, and so I just looked up all the rest of the b-roll I need, gonna finish editing, visit my parents because my dad said that I've got a Nick box. They're back from vacation, so I haven't seen them in like a week, so just to say hi. But I do have a lot to read and watch today because I did nothing last night that I needed to do, so yes, I mean, I know you don't need to watch movies and books, but these movies and books are important to me to finish before the month is through, and so I want to get to them. So let's see what I do today and see how productive I can be. I'm going to unbox my Nick box in my room, my childhood room. Show your Halloween shirt off. I'm gonna go into Michael Myers' face. Now you're messing it up.
I don't know what you're doing.
Happy Halloween! Look at these cute little candy corn men. They're very adorable. And also matching earrings. Also, haha, pumpkin purse, bitch. Isn't it cool? So Paul and I just went to IHOP, and I already started my flippin' sweets and treats for the day. I started off the day with some cupcake pancakes with extra icing I asked for, so yeah, sugar high commence. Also, sugar coma. That's my whole goal, is to lapse into a sugar coma. So today, I'm supposed to be making pumpkin seed brittle. We'll see how that goes. I've got to do a lot of work to do that. Also, maybe some pumpkin bread. Bought some candy for possible trick-or-treaters. Last year we had nobody. Hopefully we get somebody this year. But we gotta be prepared either way. Also going to hopefully read some so I could finish my 2 books that are left on my TBR. I have about 130 pages total between the 2 books. I think I should be able to do it, especially because I've got audio for the longer part of the book that I need to finish, which would be Usher's Passing. Then I've also got to watch my last 2 movies on my 31 movie marathon list, which are perfect movies for Halloween: The Exorcist, it's a rewatch, and the original Suspiria, which is a rewatch. And I just bought my tickets to see Goblin perform live to Suspiria. Should be great. Anyway, sorry for yelling, but it is Halloween, and why not yell on Halloween? Because it's exciting. All right, guys, we will see what I get up to today. Hello. It is, I don't know why I look off. Every single time, it never fails. I look at the date on the computer. It is Tuesday, November 1st, and I know the day because it's the day after Halloween, so obviously it's November 1st, so I don't know why I look over. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you are successfully avoiding the post-Halloween blues. I have a dose of the blues right now. I had a little bit of them last night, but luckily I joined in on sprints, and that was a little bit of fun and helped a little bit to combat everything. And I got so much done this October, and I'm so proud. So let me show you my, where is it? Where's my to-do list? Oh, here it is. Let me show you my to-do list, and I'm going to be able to mark off. I'll mark it off right in front of you guys right now. Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zlansey or whatever the hell. I also finished Usher's Passing, and I also finished Greetings from Moon Hill. So I have successfully completed all of my main prompts and all of my bonus prompts. Originally, I had chosen a short story that was a part of this collection that I love the cover of, so it was going to be my favorite cover or cover I love, but I actually switched it out. So the only thing you see here that is unmarked, it says McCammon Short Story. That was in a collection, and I decided to save that for next year, and I could have technically finished it, but I already read something for that prompt instead, which was Halloween Mouse, and that was the book with a cover that I love. So, yes. And even though it's the day after Halloween, I am wearing, like, a flippin' black cat headband, a freaking sweatshirt with black cats and pumpkins and bats and skulls, whatevs. It is, oh, and spiders. It is what it is. One last day to do fun things. So yesterday I watched the original Suspiria. I didn't pay too much attention. I was actually like picking out pumpkin seeds out of like the pumpkin guts from the pumpkin we carved this weekend because I wanted to roast those. And also I made batter, and so did Paul, for pumpkin bread. So we each had 2 versions of pumpkin bread we made. He used like the actual innards of the pumpkin, like, and pureed it, and I used canned pumpkin puree. What the hell? I used canned puree. I still can't say it. And we want to compare and contrast. But last night, in the midst of everything, the oven, like, pilot light went out and we couldn't relight it. We even looked up YouTube videos. Anyway, so we had to go to my mom and dad's this morning and make the pumpkin bread with their oven. And I asked mom and dad, like, can I come over while y'all are at work and use the oven? And they said yes. I'm off of work today. Yay. So today, though, to help combat the blues, is the beginning of my nostalgic November readathon. So I'm very, very pumped. If you guys don't know, it's a readathon I am hosting. The prompts are based on nostalgia. However, you don't have to read old books and you don't have to read horror. So it's very, very flexible prompts, very loose prompts, very easy to interpret prompts in my opinion. So I'm really happy with the way I designed it. So that will be starting up today, and I'm really excited because it's something to look forward to, something to help, you know, have something to do in November, more than just looking back on October and getting sad that it's over. So yes, I am excited about that starting up, and I want to shout out the hosts before I wrap everything up of Halloweekend. First and foremost, really huge shout out to Lexi from the channel Books with Lexi. Guys, she's so close to 1K subscribers. Please subscribe. Please, if you like my content, subscribe to her. She does read horror books, thriller books, but she also reads other genres of books, which I think is important for diversity. I'm going to try to read other books that are not horror next year and become more diverse, but I'm not there yet. Mostly I'm just a horror and thriller reader as of now, and old school middle grade reads, which are more just like lightly spooky reads. Slightly thematic, not like hardcore horror or anything. But I do read hardcore horror in terms of my adult reading, as well as vintage horror in terms of my adult reading as well. But yes, Books with Lexi, very varied channel in terms of what she reads and the types of videos. She does a lot of recommendation videos, she does a lot of sprints, and I might be joining her on her channel sometimes in November for sprints, so I'm excited about that. I'm like freaking doing new shit. Okay, it's really exciting. I also want to shout out to the other co-host, Erin Megan, who is such a sweetheart, and I've seen her videos here and there, but I'm definitely going to be watching way more. She's just such a sweetheart, and I feel like I've gotten to know her more through Halloweekend, so I really just adore her. She's so sweet. Also, Riveting Reads, Sav. She is so funny. She makes me laugh so much. I love her. Such a sweetheart. Love her videos. I have watched her videos in the past, but again, I'm going to watch even more now. I feel like I know her now more, and just such a joy in terms of pure, just energy in the best way. It reminds me of me in a way because I laugh at like random stuff and she does too, and I love that. Also, Kaylee, who's not a co-host, but she was on a lot of sprints. I will link her channel below as well. She is so sweet too, and she had the most amazing makeup over the weekend during sprints. She had like a scarecrow painted thing on her face, like a cute scarecrow mouth, and she also had a clown makeup like face paint on, and it was awesome. It was amazing. So she's just super nice as well, and I like her a lot. And she was in the sprints and involved. It was almost like she was a co-host, but she wasn't. Of course, you guys know I love Katrina over at the channel Katrina Brown. Also a newer booktuber, and not newer in general, but new to me booktuber, Michelle's Library. So Michelle, super nice, super awesome. Definitely a different reader in terms of she reads all kinds of things. I like her a lot. She is funny. She's kind of like a little dry and sarcastic, which I do like too. I just think you should check out her channel as well, and all of the channels that I'm mentioning, and all of the people that I'm mentioning right now. All the actual hosts and co-hosts really did such a great job, and I just want to thank them for all their hard work, because a lot of people don't realize how much live streaming takes out of a person, and they were like live streaming for 12 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, like every day of the weekend, plus Thursday, because technically that's not the weekend, but they counted Thursdays. Also, just, doing regular videos and reading on top of the live streams and the sprints, and also just organizing the entire event. It takes a lot. As someone who's done readathons before by myself, like, people don't realize it takes a lot, and they went above and beyond. They had merch, they had, like, these awesome, like, story things, they had all kinds of things going on, these sprints that were coordinated, so they just had it to another level. And the whole sleepover party, which was so fun. I had the most fun at the sleepover party. I just had a blast, but I was very tired, and that's why I'm glad I'm off today. So before I wrap up, I want to talk about what I read. So as I mentioned, A Night in the Lonesome October, I did finish that, and I finished this on Sunday. So on Sunday, October 30th, I finished this, and I basically decided to buy the audio because I didn't have an Audible credit, and it's like the only place I could find it. So I was like, whatever the hell, I'm gonna buy it because I need to get through these last 3 books in my TBR, which I was only 38 pages in at the time. So luckily, going into this with the audio helped. This is essentially about a dog named Snuff. We follow his point of view, and him and all these other animal familiars of these famous people. So this references a lot of famous characters like Sherlock Holmes. This also references Larry Talbot. This references Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster. This references Dracula. So I really did enjoy it, but I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if I wasn't rushing. And also, I'm not super familiar with all of these characters. Of course, I know Sherlock Holmes and Frankenstein and stuff, but in terms of, I'm sure there's little references that I just didn't catch. But I do like how it was told from an animal's perspective, and they were, like, looking for ingredients and all this other stuff. It definitely has kind of an old-timey style in terms of writing style. I think I just would have had a blast if I had read this every single day of the month, in terms of if I would have read the chapter for October 1st on October 1st, if I would have read October 2nd on October 2nd, but I didn't do that, and I should have, because I think it would have just elevated my experience. However, still enjoyable. I'm still debating on rating, but I think a 3.5 to a 4, maybe a 4, because it was just so cute in terms of the atmosphere and the animals. Next, I read Usher's Passing by Robert McCammon, and I used the audio for this, but I wasn't rushing through it. I was trying to take my time with it, and so I've kind of been reading this on and off all month, and this was so enjoyable, such a good book. Essentially, we are following the Ushers, the Ushers from the Edgar Allan Poe story, Fall of the House of Usher, and yeah, it was just really, really interesting to hear McCammon's take on this family, like as if they were a real family that Poe decided to write about. You've got to read the book to understand, but it's essentially not a retelling of the Fall of the House of Usher, but it definitely surrounds that stories and the characters mentioned in that story, and it's definitely inspired by the Fall of the House of Usher. So this was just really creative, had a lot going on, especially like in the last 50 pages. I was surprised by what developed. There was a really cool, sinister villain. There's still some questions I have that I wish would have been a little more clear or answered, but it still didn't bother me. Like, it didn't bother me enough to knock down any kind of star or anything. It's 5-star. Robert McCammon's writing is just so beautiful. And then on top of that, the audio narrator, the audiobook narrator, was fabulous. There was some creepy lines that had to be read a certain way at the end, and it was very scary. It was a gothic-y feel, and also a great atmosphere in terms of the setting. You felt like you were there. I totally felt immersed in the story and this world that McCammon crafted, which was based on, or, inspired by the Poe whole universe. But it goes beyond that, too. So 5 stars. McCammon, you did it again, bitch. You did it again. I love McCammon. I can't say enough good things. I can't wait to talk about this. I will be having a live stream chat with my friend Amy over at the channel Amy Noel Reads. Please check her out and subscribe if you haven't already. She is fantastic and so lovely, and just, I adore her. So she will be co-hosting my live show on November 15th. So if you guys have not read it yet, you still have time, because literally it's only November 1st. You have 14 days, and you could easily read this book. Even though it's longer, it's easy to read, in my opinion, especially if you use the audio too, because the audio is just amazing. But yeah, I just think it's an easy read. And Katrina said it was a new favorite of hers, and it's definitely a great book. I wouldn't say it's my favorite McCammon. I think my favorite is still Boy's Life, of course. And Mystery Walk's pretty damn good too, especially because it made me kind of tear up at the end. But this one's pretty great and more horror-centric, if that makes sense. And last, but certainly not least, I did finish Greetings from Moon Hill. And at first I thought I was going to get this done earlier in the month. However, I've been reading it on and off during the month, and I'm glad I did it that way. This is a collection of short stories, but what makes this great and unique and special, kind of like Autumn Crow by Cameron Chaney, this also is set in a small town, and all the stories takes place in this town. So that's the connection between all the stories. And so my favorite stories, I have them marked. One called From Your Body They Rise, which I loved. That was really creepy about these creepy plants. The Plumber was a story in here. And again, these all take place, all these stories are set in the town of Moon Hill. Hence the name of the entire collection, Greetings from Moon Hill. And at Moon Hill in the town, it's like Halloween all the time. It's a very autumn-centric town, but it's also a sinister town in that weird things takes place, and it's unusual, and things are just very amiss there and strange. The Plumber was just weird, and that's why I liked the story. I was like, what the hell? And then the last couple of stories were all connected together very specifically, and it was in the section called Reality Engineers. And that was really, really amazing, and all connected together and kind of gave you more insight about the town and why it's so weird. Anyway, I loved it. I really love this. 4.5 at the very least, if not a 5. And I will definitely, if I do end up going with 4.5, I will round it up for Goodreads. So well done. Anthony J. Rapino, he's a talented writer. I read another book by him recently called Tommy and the Order of the Cosmic Champions. It's available now, so check it out if you like middle grade reads. This is very different from that. Completely different style of books. This is an adult book. The other one is a middle grade book. This is a collection of stories. The other one is like a real book story. One story told at once. This is many stories, but at least it has one setting, and that's why I like it. I like short story collections that have a thread going through them where it doesn't feel as random. This one felt like it had a purpose. All the stories here were there for a reason and gave you insight into the town and the people in the town and context about everything. So yes, really enjoyable. So I ended the month on some really good books. Some of my favorite reads of the entire month. So woo! And guess what, guys? Did I finish my 31 movie marathon? Hell yes, I did. And I'm going to be talking in depth with my friend Kat, who just launched her channel, by the way. So if you are not subscribed to my friend Kat, who, if you like me, you will definitely like her. Kat's Novel Adventures is her new channel name. Please, please subscribe. She's got a very low subscriber count right now because she's brand new. She just started and she just released her intro, trailer. But she'll be doing more soon. I'm very proud of her. Very happy she launched her channel. So, Kat and I will be having a discussion about all the movies we watched, and I can't wait to film that and, discuss with her what we thought about all the movies we watched. And we each had different movies, but yeah, I am so proud that I watched all 31 and read everything I had to read. I can't even believe it! So, I am really delighted that I was able to get everything done. So again, how many books total? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10 books and 31 movies. Plus, by the way, I added in a TV show episode, which was the episode of The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Halloweeny. Perfect episode to watch on Halloween. If you guys like the show, The Adventures of Pete and Pete, you could probably find the episode online. I have the DVDs of the show, at least the first 2 seasons of the show. So, I was able to do that. And so, yes, I even added in an extra thing. I also watched The Exorcist yesterday, which was so enjoyable, but I had to keep pausing it because of the oven situation, but still enjoyable. That movie still freaks me out, even though I've seen it a billion times. It's still so effective. It's basically the scariest movie I think ever made. I don't think anything could top that. I just don't know how another movie would surpass it. But yeah, had some great movies. I'm not going to give away what my favorite and least favorite were, and I'm not going to give away anything about it because I'm going to talk about it with Kat. And then I'll give my thoughts and my stats or whatever. Alright guys, for this time though, that is it for me. Till next time, you guys know what you can do. Keep on killing it, and happy November.